Brad, I know you've done many cases over the years that involve injuries to children, and that's a special kind of circumstance and case. Just give us the general overview first about injuries to children.
Well, children get injured in just about every way imaginable. You know, I've had them actually fall through ceilings onto the floor and get hurt. And you're going, how'd they get in that ceiling? But they have at daycares, to being injured in car accidents, to being injured when they're out climbing through rocks or whatever they're doing on other people's property. Basically, when you're dealing with an injury to children or to a child, you've got to take a general overview of how old is this child, how old did they communicate before the injury, how attentive are the parents at the child's development, who do you need to talk to find out the full extent of the injury. I know we're saying, well, you can just take them to the doctor and take care of the injury to the leg or to the arm. But even then, you've got concerns because children's bodies are still growing. You've got to find out, have you affected the growth plates? Have you affected their ability to mature? Have you affected the range of motion that they're going to have with their arms and their legs? And sometimes they just can't communicate that as well too.
Sometimes they won't tell you, and sometimes they don't know how. Sometimes
not only will they not tell you and they don't know how, sometimes they don't even know. It's like asking a child if they can see okay. Well, a lot of children don't know if they're supposed to see letters blurry or not because maybe they've never had a clear vision. It's like a child who is sore or hurting and doesn't recognize that this is an injury that needs to be addressed. Sometimes they just think they're dumb because they can't think as clearly as they used to, and they're not doing as well in school. And you know, I used to be really smart when I was in second grade, but now that I'm in third grade, I'm not smart anymore because all the other kids are smarter than me.
Right. Let's take a baby, for example, and I know you and I have done cases involving babies before. Sometimes they're born, then they get passed off to the neonatologist, then they get in the neonatology ICU, intensive care unit, and then to a pediatrician, and then to a pediatric neurologist. So how would a parent be able to determine injury to their infant at that age the best way?
A new parent's going to find it almost impossible and has to get professionals involved immediately or has to get people who know about children immediately. Parents who have had children, especially if this is parents, if it's the same parents, they've got older siblings, they can understand somewhat what the development should be within their own family, and they can watch some of that. Even a baby, a newborn, starts to recognize and starts to identify with sounds. They'll start to identify with certain things. You can see different ways that they will react. And those are measured. Those are tested. They can be measured and tested. And you can understand a lot of times, if you've had children before, that, wait a minute, this baby doesn't act the same. Has this baby been injured? Does this baby have a problem?
So the parents probably need professional help on various levels to determine this.
If it's the first time, the parents should get professional help immediately, just to find out, what should my baby be doing? Hopefully the parents are checking out baby books, they're looking into this stuff anyway to find out at what stage their child will be at the first month, and at 6 weeks, and at 8 weeks, and 12 weeks. If they've had children before and they can remember the situation, a lot of times then they want to say, this child is not advancing as quickly as his brother or sister was. And that should be a sign, if there's been any kind of trauma, any kind of problems, either the delivery or in life, that you get them to a professional.
But sometimes, Brad, and you and I have seen this, you have to get them away from their treating doctor who maybe be good intention, maybe not, but they don't find anything wrong or see anything wrong with the child. You get them to a pediatric neurologist and they find what is really going on with the child.
I think you should always demand that. If you think there's anything going on with your child, you should take your child to the doctor, that's fine. Take the child to the regular care physician, that's fine. But always ask for a specialist. Always ask for the pediatric neurologist. If they confirm the diagnosis of your doctor, everything's wonderful. If they think there's anything different, anything that should be checked out, get it checked out.